If you were going to start a company from scratch using EOS, how can you determine who might fit on the team? Are there ways of finding the right people to be on the team if you're starting from scratch? Because I know going into a company is a little different because
Yeah.
they're already sort of established. But like starting from scratch, how can you kind of get the right people on the team?
So if you're starting from scratch, right, it's harder because you haven't really crafted much of a culture, right? But the first thing is try to find people that fit your values,
Yeah,
which in itself is hard to determine if you're on your own. But
right.
what you need to do is find somebody that can help you determine what your real core values are, and then do your best to find people that share those core values.
So let's talk about values then. I think that's a good segue into that. Walk me through the process of developing like core values for a company. How does that work?
I'll tell you the way we do it, which I've done it a lot of different ways, and of course I'm biased, but I think this is the best way to do it. When I get a team in a room, and usually our leadership teams are, let's say, 4 to 7 people. This is the people that run the business. I give them a couple minutes to think and say, listen, come up with the names of 3 people in your business that are real culture heroes. These are people like, if I had 100 of them, I could storm hell with water pistols, right? These people are the ones I want with me. And we put those 3 people's name on the board, and it'll be more than 3, right? We'll go around the room, but there'll be 3, maybe 4 that stand out. They got 5 check marks, right? Yeah. Erase the other names and say, what is it about them? Just fill up your paper with everything about them. This is all their characteristics. Not they're good at Excel macros. I don't care about their technical abilities, but we will care about the technical abilities later. But they're positive and they serve others and they're just dedicated to this, whatever it is about the way they're wired. And we'll end up with 50, 2 to 4 word phrases on the board. And then we just start compartmentalizing them or categorizing them is a better term. And you'll find out of those 50 things, there's 6 or 7 or 8 themes. And so you'll group those together. Now, why do we do this? Okay. Just stop here. Why do we do that? Okay. Why do we ask people who they like? Because who do we really like? We like ourselves. Okay. But it's hard for us to tell all the good things about ourselves. So we find somebody that reminds us of ourselves and tell the good things about them, which is really the process I'm getting people to do. Pull out who you are, okay? Because what we want is the values of that team. We don't want Google values. We don't want the values of the whole company. We want the values of that team. Okay? And this is something that is hard for people sometimes to get their arms around because they're like, well, that sounds so exclusive. If you're saying that these are the only values that matter. We're not saying these are the only values that matter. We're saying we want all sorts of values and diversity and all kinds of stuff, but there needs to be a handful of things that are non-negotiables. And that's what we're trying to define.